Welcome, everybody. On behalf of the Jordan family and the entire staff, welcome to Wiscasset Speedway. This is your track announcer, Ken Minot, ready to bring you the call of today's race program. The most important rule while you're here today, have fun.
Welcome all my friends. Welcome all my friends. Welcome all again.
The drivers are ready. The crew is ready. We hope you're ready too. It's race time at Wiscasset Speedway. Get settled in, folks. The show starts now.
Hey, shake and bake, gal! Woo! Shake and bake!
Race director Scott Chabak says, let's cross the cars and go racing. Derek Cook's in the 88C, Ricky Austin in the 42X, Brody Cook in the 41 ME, former champ Doug DeGroat in the 84. We'll fill in the rest as we get ready to go. Bill Pierce behind the wheel of the pace car today for Barry Morris. He'll pull in and we are ready to rock and roll. Opening day is finally here. Let's go racing.
Yeah, we love to hear you guys cheer as the very first green flag of 2024 waves. And they're making their way down the backstretch scotch-free. Zach Audette is already threading through 3 wide mid-pack.
Shane Weber showing the way. Problems for the 84 in mid-pack. That's former champion Doug DeGroat. Threw out the anchor on the backstretch, and the 84 dropping to the tail end of the field. Several cars dashing up to the front. Shane Weber trying to protect over Michael Golding in the 26. Golding really putting the pressure on the low side. And you've got Donnie Fletcher in the 88 and Zach Audette on the high side in the 19. And a good 5-car battle for position. 25 laps today for the Kennebec Equipment Rental Thunder 4 Minis. Audette's going to swing it up 3 wide under the top side now as they get to turn 1. Couple cars tangling on the backstretch. One of them goes sideways and they make some trading some paint, now getting into the mud over there in turn number 3 and 4. And we got to throw a caution. A good chunk of mud has been kicked up there to the bottom of turn 3. You notice that nice new little church over between the main gate and the pit gate. Bill Pierce built that for us just this spring. And there's a really great story behind it we'll fill you in on when we have the opportunity. But it's actually a real-size replica of an old church that used to be right out on Route 218 here in Alna. And special honor to Aunt Edna, Edna Verney used to work over at the main gate for us when Wiscasset Speedway opened under the Jordans.
Well, we're back green. And the first 2 rows were hot on the money, but the rest of the field was pretty scattered, kind of sleeping on that green flag. Your front 4 pulling away a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say, no time to fool around today. Be ready to race. 3 wide onto the front stretch into turn 1. And Zach Audette threads the needle and takes the lead.
Yeah, Zach Audette started around 12th position. He started in the back half, and it has only taken him 5 laps to get to the front. 25 lapper today for the Thunder 4s. We're on lap 18 now. 7 laps into it. Audette, Mr. Excitement pulling away. And the 26, Mike Golding, puts it back up into second as he was the victim of that 3-wide situation just a couple of laps ago when Audette took the lead. But Golding passed back the teammates. That is the 3rd and 4th place cars, the 7 and the 7, Mickey Landry and Shane Weber holding down 3rd and 4th. Rounding out your top 5 is Donnie Fletcher in the 88.
Zach Audette hit a milestone feature win late last season here at Wiscasset. And we'll tell you about that if he's able to complete the deal here today and get that number 19 car to victory lane. Michael Golding in the 26. Strong showing for him in the early going. Golding is a former division runner-up. And he's being chased by the defending, or Mickey Landry in the 7X, and his car owner, Shane Weber, in the number 7.
Donnie Fletcher looks to be closing the gap a little bit. Donnie Fletcher's last lap times, his recent lap times, have been a half a second quicker in the 88. Quicker than the 7 at least. As the 7 and 7 continue to work on each other, 2 cars beating and banging certainly go slower than one running all by himself. And they're doing it again in turn 3 right now at the halfway marker.
Yeah, the 30 car of Nathan Pearson is off the pace. I believe Nathan may be a regular up the road at OPS, but opening day here with us, and an early exit for him as he heads down pit road. Audette has built up a lead of about a second and a half now over Michael Golding. Golding an equal advantage over the teammates racing for 3rd. Landry on the low side, Weber on the high side. Weber tucks it in behind him to try to cross him over and can't get it done. That is a race for 3rd and 4th. Donnie Fletcher waits in 5th in the number 88.
Donnie Fletcher certainly closing it in, making it a 3-car battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th right now. A little ways behind in 6th is Jeff Farrington, followed by Gunnar Gosline. Farrington actually just passed Gosline that last time around. Jeff Farrington started just about dead last, and working his way up to 6th is quite impressive. Zach Audette is going to be approaching some lap traffic. The first victim looks like Doug DeGroat on the 84 coming up in front of your leader. Jeff Farrington wants to make it a 4-car battle for 3rd. From 3rd to 6th, we are bumper to bumper. We've got trouble in turn 3, folks. The second yellow flies.
Yeah, that's the number 41. Let me see if I can get a name on him. The 41 of Brody Cook. Had a little help getting it turned around there over in turn 3 and 4.
I didn't have eyes on it right when the accident happened, but the lap before I saw them running 3 wide.
All to the attention of flagman Dave Sturgis. They scramble through turn 1 and 2, and Audette leads the freight train down to 3 and 4.
I had a feeling Jeff Farrington would have a piece of the action here after this restart. As we said earlier, he started just about dead last and worked his way up to 6th. Caught that top 5 pack and was working on them when the caution came out. Now he utilizes the restart to crack the top 5.
Dave Farrington has cracked the top 5, or Jeff Farrington, that is. Wrong Farrington. That's not a bright orange number 23. Jeff Farrington, he's got a little extra motivation to get to the top 3. He lost his dad over the winter, and he would really love to get himself a podium finish for his old man. But right now, he's got to get by a couple of stout number 7s, and there's only 2 laps to go this time by.
Jeff Farrington really swinging it up high on the straightaways. The 88, Donnie Fletcher, trying to fill the inside line when he does it, but Farrington able to maintain the top 5 at the moment under the white flag now. Looking pretty well single file this time. Half a lap to go for Mr. Excitement. Zach Audette, Mike Golding, Mickey Landry, currently your top 3 coming to the checkered flag. Let him hear it, folks. Zach Audette climbs out for feature win number 52 for Zach Audette. Getting into uncharted territory right there, Zach. Congratulations.
Thank you. I didn't even know that. Ken told me at the end of last year. Of course, with last year with all the rain dates, as everybody can tell, we're going to start this year that same way. So, but we're happy to be back. Glad to have a good car. There's a bunch of good cars in the class. It's going to be a good year. I can't wait.
All right, Zach. Anybody you want to thank for sponsors?
Thank my wife, my kids. There's a lot of people behind the scenes. So.
All right, great job, Mr. Excitement once again. Mike Golding gave him a run for his money for a moment there. He put you 3 wide, and you were on the far outside. Might have had you thinking you were going to lose some spots, didn't it?
Yeah, I thought I was going to lose a little bit of spots, but I always miss a shift because his transmission's old, and I said I'm going to put it in 3rd, and if he pushes me, and then if he's got it, I'll open up, and if I can get back in, I was going to get back in, and that's exactly what happened, so it is what it is.
Yeah, on that last restart, one of the 7 cars gave you a push to get her going?
He gave me a push too, and then Zach did too, just to get me going because, the transmission's old. I can't shift very fast, so I just put it in 3rd and just sail it, It is what it is.
All right, Mike, congratulations on a runner-up finish. Anybody you want to thank for sponsoring the 26 car?
I got to thank my dad, my brother, my girlfriend, and everybody that's helped me on this car. I thank them so much.
All right, Mike Golding, everybody, opening day, runner-up honors. And it's Mickey Landry in the 7X. Mickey, you guys put on a great show with your car owner, the Squirrel. You guys were trading paint a little bit and crisscrossing it up. Must have been fun out there.
Yeah, I don't think we ever touched, but yeah, good hard racing. He nudged me a couple times, but
I saw somebody bumping somebody.
yeah, he bumped me a couple times over here. That corner was a little different there after we got the dirt on it, but no, I owe it all to Shane. He throws me in it and he lets me steer it. Yeah, no, I have a blast. Him, Kay, Coleman, Natalie, thank them all. Gunner, all of them.
Alrighty, Mickey Landry coming home 3rd in the 7X car. Let's bring him up here for top 3 photos in Coastal Auto Parts Napa Victory Lane. Coastal Auto Parts Napa with over 30 locations across the state of Maine. Visit capnapa.com for the closest Napa dealer near you. The doubt, we've already seen 3 cars go in and out of the pit. David Getchell, Will Collins, and now Josh St. Clair comes back out. Not really a whole lot of practice earlier. We didn't have any heat races. So 3 guys already in and out of the pits, and now we've got the full 14-car field. We're ready to go green this time around.
40 laps ahead for the Norms Used Cars Pro Stocks. Hinckley's at the point now with Sean Knight to his outside. All the attention of Dave Sturgis. Green flag is out. Hinckley with a strong pull through turn 2 and onto the back chute. Jamie Wright trying to get his room in there. The number 84 to the inside is Sean Knight. Put Wright into second. Knight shuffle back to third, and here comes Dan McCaig up on the high side. McCaig with a top 3 finish in the points last year in his Pro Stock debut here at Wiscasset. Fast lap of the, oh, Colby goes around in turn 1. That'll bring out the caution. Pace car is in. Dave Sturgis testing them out. They were told in the driver meeting you could go on the flagman's green. It's not always right at that line, and almost blew it, but here they come, side by side for the lead. Jamie Wright with a strong run on the outside. Little bit of extra traction there on the outside if you can make it work, and he is doing it. He's driving around the outside of Nick Hinckley. Put the 84 car into the lead. Now Dan McCaig's going to give it a try as Charlie Colby heads down pit road. McCaig inching up on the outside. Here he comes. Jamie Wright last time by a 15 flat, 15.00. McCaig into second. Here comes Thurlow. He was started back in the mid-pack. He's up to fourth. Thurlow works his way around Sean Knight. Now working on the pole sitter, Nick Hinckley, as McCaig looks to the outside for the lead. Dan McCaig nuzzles it right back in behind the 84. JT Thurlow patiently working the outside of Nick Hinckley. And the champ has broken into the top 5. Josh St. Clair, big run on the outside, drives around Knight and Thurlow. Thurlow starting to lose the handle in the 9 car. JT Thurlow was moving forward in a hurry, but now he drops anchor and pulls Kevin Douglas with him to the back of the field, able to get out of the way finally. In the meantime, David Getchell has spun over there in turn 2 to bring out the second caution of the race.
Wow, doesn't get any closer than that for taking off on the wave of the green. Jamie Wright and McCaig take off at the exact same time. But Wright showing that he can drive in either groove. He took the lead away from Hinckley on the outside. Now he maintains the lead from Dan McCaig Jr. on the inside. As Ken said, Kevin Douglas certainly capitalized off of that caution coming out just in the nick of time. Douglas remains in the top 5 due to that.
Jamie Wright leading the way. It's been a while. Hard to believe it's been 5 years since Jamie's last Pro Stock win. Dan McCaig Jr. got his first Pro Stock win last year. Josh St. Clair in the top 3, and Kevin Douglas takes advantage of that reline opportunity he had, and he's not going to let it go to waste. He's on the outside, racing to 4th. Andy Gilbert off the pace in the 17, heads down pit road.
Flat right front tire for the 17, unfortunately. Looking to be a 4-car breakaway now. Hinckley unable to maintain with that top 4, and they're bumper to bumper. Hinckley, Douglas, to the inside of St. Clair. St. Clair has to stay committed up there now. He wants to get to the outside of McCaig and keep Douglas boxed in.
Yeah, there is a little traction compound up on the high side for those guys to work in. You can see that dark patch in turn 1 and 2. And Josh St. Clair working that to his advantage on the outside. Kevin Douglas, pair of champions going at it for third. McCaig drifts up wide, opens the bottom. Kevin Douglas able to race underneath McCaig to take over second. Charlie Colby heads down pit road. The handle's starting to slip away on that 40 car. And the 18 coming to life for Kevin Douglas. Bet on Blue running 1, 2, and 3. Jamie Wright, Kevin Douglas, and Dan McCaig Jr.
Kevin Douglas has reeled in Jamie Wright. Up to the back bumper, coming out of turn 4. Now Kevin looks to the outside. He's going to take advantage of the traction compound and see if he can make it happen up there on the top side. Coming out of 4, Douglas has a nose up to the door. We are within 10 laps to go now. 9 to go for the Norm's Used Cars Pro Stocks. Trouble for Nick Hinckley. He drops out of the top 5. Coming out of turn 4, Nick Hinckley is just about stopped on the track. The flagman wants him to go to the infield. Will Nick Hinckley get out of the way? Wow, Hinckley cannot coast out of harm's way far enough. And the third yellow flies for Nick Hinckley.
What do you say we get him back underway? Green flag is out.
Kevin Douglas in a league of his own right now. Already checks out to 2 or 3 car lengths. Dan McCaig hits the curb going into 1 and knocks him up into Jamie Wright and Josh St. Clair. Luckily, everybody makes it through just fine, but a little beating and banging going on there. McCaig stays off the curb that time, and he is starting to progress on Jamie Wright to reclaim second. Logan Melcher wants a piece of the action. He climbs up to 4th. Josh St. Clair drops it down to the inside, right in front of Silas Ripley, preventing Ripley from cracking the top 5. But Ripley is certainly a threat all over that back bumper. Dan McCaig Jr. breaks free. Jamie Wright settles into 3rd. Logan Melcher up to 4th. And Josh St. Clair makes up your top 5. JT Thurlow has been back up to speed ever since 2 restarts ago. For a brief moment around halfway, it looked like his car shut down. Sean Knight's going to get back by. It kind of looks like it's coming and going for the 9 of JT Thurlow. Looks like he's dropping anchor once again on the backstretch. And seems like that car is going into limp mode. The 9 losing ground on the field once again. JT Thurlow having troubles on opening day. Him and his father's business is the official sponsor of the Boss Hog 150. And JT Thurlow is going to call it a day here. The 9 heads pit side with nonstop troubles on the JT Thurlow Incorporated ride. But once again, I was mentioning how JT and his family are sponsoring the Boss Hog 150, making it a $15,000 to win race, as well as the Coastal 200 is now a $15,000 to win race. Kevin Douglas with 15.3 second lap times, 15.3 consistently for the 18. We got contact with Jamie Wright and Logan Melcher going into turn one. Logan Melcher putting the pressure on the 84 for the top three. And here comes Josh St. Clair as well on the high side. Two laps to go for the Norms Used Cars Pro Stocks. It is all Kevin Douglas and Dan McKeag Jr., but who's gonna take third? White flag is out, side by side for fourth, all over the rear bumper of Jamie Wright. Josh St. Clair has a good run on the high side going into three. Checkered flag flies. Jamie Wright hangs on for third. It's a great point that you brought up, Ken. Kevin Douglas was on his retirement campaign last year. We see how far that got him. He did suffer a little damage here. This rear bumper cover is all about shredded up and broken in half, but here he comes, climbing out. Kevin Douglas, Wiscasset Speedway career win number 40 for you, Kevin.
Holy crap, I didn't know that. Well, that's awesome. It was a good night to do it. You know, opening day, you always want to come out and be strong, and, you know, we were. Competition was awesome, and racing was good, and, yeah, that's about it. I got to thank all my sponsors, though. I got to thank Rich and Vanessa, first and foremost, Wiscasset, Jordan Lumber, Island Dairy Treat, TJ's Place in Monmouth, Strictly Roofing, 1890 Primitives, JR Fabrication, John Sullivan's. You know, just without all them, I couldn't do this, and I'm glad I get to do it at least part-time this year. So this is the way to start it out.
Yeah, you really snuck out like a bandit there in that one situation where JT broke down in front of you and dragged you backwards, but the caution came out, but it wasn't for you, so you got to go back to 5th place.
Yeah, I got lucky because he was woeing up, and everybody kept going on the outside of me, and I couldn't get out there. So caught a caution at the right time, and thankfully that kind of helped us end up where we are. So.
All right, there he is, Kevin Douglas, Wiscasset career win number 40. And for career win 40, he'll be joined by the number 40, Dan McKeag Jr. Nice job, Dan, on runner-up honors this evening.
Yeah, the car felt good to begin with. We just set out on the outside and passed him, but at the end it just got a little too tight and couldn't catch the 18. But I'd like to thank my parents, my mom, my dad, and my grandfather, my brother for spotting, my buddy Sean for showing up, and then Webster's Service Center, ECC, JP and Family Roofing, Shrest Properties, Northeast Technologies, Pearson's Heating and Cooling, B&D Burner Service, and everyone else that helps.
You had one brief little scare there going into one where you hit the curb and knocked you up into Jamie.
Yeah, I mean, he had hit it earlier when I was behind him. It was just a little puddle down there, but, I mean, I was able to save it, so, yeah.
Yep, nice save, and everybody comes home with maybe just one tire mark for the evening. Dan McKeag's got one here on the driver's side. Jamie Wright keeps the car clean for a third-place run, and it looked like the car faded because you hopped out in front, taking the lead away from Hinckley with authority, and then did it fade towards the end?
Yeah, it faded real quick. This is a completely new setup that we were just bringing it over to try, and there's something here. Definitely needs a lot of work, but it takes off out of the gate real good and fades real quick. But I was glad to not see another caution and hang on for a third-place finish.
Yeah, they were certainly stacking up in the rearview mirror, weren't they?
They were. I was hoping they were staying back there.
Yeah, Josh had the nose up to the door at the finish line, so it was a good, exciting, close finish. And congratulations on a top 3 on opening day. Any sponsors you want to thank on the 84 ride?
Yeah, I want to thank Gilman Electrical Supply, Bath Electrical Service. I got to thank everyone back that works on this thing all the time. My dad, Amanda, Gerald, Harley, Lydia, Timmy, Joey, everyone just helps so much. And I want to thank all the fans for coming out tonight. I know there was a lot of rain coming, and it was great to have you guys here.
All right, Jamie Wright wraps up the Pro Stock Top 3. We'll get you guys up in front of Kevin Douglas's car for some top 3 photos in Coastal Auto Parts Napa Victory Lane find them on the web at www.capnapa.com, the official sponsors of the Wiscasset Speedway Victory Lane.
Green flag is out, and Taylor Lane gets the jump, passes by Ben Burgess to take the lead. Burgess quickly looking to gain it back, pulls a fender up underneath as they get to turn 3. 25 laps today for the four-cylinder pros. Max Parlin loops it on the front stretch, and not sure if he'll be able to get it fired up in time, so Dave Sturgis will bring out the caution flag and group them back up. Those treads to dig in a little bit. As I said, young Max, a two-time go-karting champion up at LST Motorsports Park in Richmond. Happy to say that we'll be partnering with Steve Perry and Deb Dorr and the crew up there again this season.
And we're green once again. 1 lap complete. Ben Burgess checks out to a few car lengths, and here comes Jack McKee up to second, taking that away from Taylor Lane in the 28 car. And that is a cool old-school NASCAR throwback on the 28 ride. A tribute to Davey Allison's Haviland number 28. He's going to try to give chase to Ben Burgess, but Burgess looks pretty stout this evening. Taylor Lane settles into third, breaking free from the rest of the field, and tries to maintain with Jack the Rabbit McKee in the 28. Still side by side for 4th and 5th. And John Ricky is going to claim that position and settle it in behind single file. Now, Taylor Lane slips up out of turn 4. A little bobble out of the 70 allows John Ricky to get underneath. And the 4 is going to move up into the top 3 now.
These kids hustling around this track at a pretty good clip, 17.2 seconds. About a little over 70 mile per hour average speed around this 3/8 mile track.
Unfortunately, Taylor Lane loses 3 spots in about 2 laps there. Jacoby Thacker in the 51 and the rookie Max Parlin get by in the 26. Taylor Lane back to 6th position, and Chastity Shorty in the 19 rounds out the field.
Yeah, when I say this is a talented group of young racers, I don't know if I'm entirely correct, but I think there's only one person in this class that's old enough to have their driver's license right now. So great job from all these youngsters. Looks like Jack McKee starting to close in a bit on the race leader. He's shortened up that interval down to almost half a second. Yeah, he knocks another 10th off it that time around. And we sit at 10 laps complete, nearing halfway in this one. McKee has closed it up within a couple car lengths now as they come onto the front stretch. Looks like he's getting him by about a 1/10 of a second per lap. Max Parlin coming back to life there in the number 26. He's in the 5th position and pressuring Jacoby Thacker for 4th.
Jack McKee still consistently 1/10 of a second faster than Ben Burgess, coming to the halfway now. 12 laps to go. .24 for Ben Burgess. 3rd place, John Ricky, turning 17.6. 10 laps to go now. 10 laps left, and McKee is just about 1 car length from Ben Burgess for that top spot. Things are certainly shaping up out front for an exciting finish, now with 9 laps to go. The 4-Cylinder Pros are brought to you by Brackett's Market.
Yeah, last year, Ben Burgess in winning the championship was a 4-time winner. Jack McKee, a 2-time winner. But McKee did not run a full season. He missed 2 or 3 weeks mid-season. That's Jacoby Thacker, who's turned it over here coming out of turn 4. And the word gets out to all the drivers to slow it down.
Max Parlin washing up way high. He's going to throw anchor and fall backwards in a hurry, unfortunately. Ricky holds on to 3rd. Jack McKee files in single file behind Ben Burgess. And they're just as they left off for the top 3. Ben Burgess, Jack the Rabbit McKee, and John Ricky with 5 laps to go. All 5 fingers in the air, this time at the flag stand.
Burgess able to stretch it back out to that 1 to 2 car length advantage over Jack McKee. John Ricky slipping back a little bit, but solid in the 3rd position. Jacoby Thacker, or check that, Chastity Shorty in the number 19. As I mentioned, Chastity was the Division Rookie of the Year last season after a successful campaign up in Richmond herself. Jacoby Thacker has raced his way back into 5th. He holds down that 5th and final top 5 position. This time by, it'll be 2 laps to go on the champion, the reigning champion, Ben Burgess out of Hartford. I know Ben has aspirations to jump up and begin racing in a full-size car as soon as he can. If not this year, definitely next year, I'm sure. His dad's a successful late model racer. And both of them spend a lot of time iRacing. A chance for Ben and his dad, Chris, to race head-to-head. Final time out of turn 3 and 4. Checkered flag ready to wave. Ben Burgess takes the win. Burgess with the win. McKee 2nd. Ricky 3rd.
He's climbing out, folks. Ben Burgess, after his championship run last season, starts off 2024 strong to continue his dominance in this division. Ben pretty much had him covered, had a little challenge there from McKee, but held him off on the restart.
Yeah, it turned into a struggle on those long runs, wanted to free up, but we got that caution, kind of saved us there. My dad, my grandfather, my cousin Cole helps a ton. Everyone that comes to watch, Richard, Vanessa, Mimi, Meme, everyone that helps.
So you had a better short run car after the restarts, huh?
Definitely.
All right, Ben Burgess fends him off for opening day for Group 1 in the 7 ride. And then it's the Davey Allison throwback, number 28. Love those colors, Jack. And, well, he had a short run car. What do you think? You had a long run car?
Yeah, I feel like my car is better overrun. Well, on closer to the end of the race when we have the long run.
Yeah, you were reeling him in. You think if it went caution-free, you might have had something? You think that last restart hurt you a little?
Yeah, I think that last restart hurt me a little, but felt like I could have had a chance to get around him there if there's in the yellow.
All right, Jack. Any sponsors you want to thank on the sharp-looking ride this season?
I want to thank my dad, my brother, my mom, Cerveza Southwest Grill, Marshallette Spirits, All Time Towing, Benny's, Trident, and everyone here, everyone for being here.
All right, and I'm going to run this by you. They used to call you Jack the Rabbit. Do you still like that nickname?
Yeah, I like that nickname.
All right, I'll keep calling it to you. There he is, runner-up honors on opening day, Jack the Rabbit McKee. And there's that sick mullet on John Ricky. Ken was complimenting you on it, and I love it. Give me a little head kick. Heck yeah. Nice ride. 17-2 at the end of the race there. You were turning 17-5 midway through. What happened at the end?
I don't know, I was just trying to catch up to them guys and maybe see if I could get one more spot, but no.
So the car was really coming to life towards the end, huh?
Yeah.
All right, who do you got to thank on this sweet number 4 ride?
My dad, my grandfather, my stepmom, and my mom.
All right, John Ricky, top 3 honors on opening day, folks. One more race to come. We're going to get these guys up here for top 3 photos in front of Ben Burgess's car in Coastal Auto Parts Napa Victory Lane. With about 30 locations across the state of Maine, you can find the closest one near you at www.capnapa.com. That is for Coastal Auto Parts Napa. Back up to you, Ken.
Let's get ready to turn them loose. Super Streets coming at you. Jason Oakes really fighting the wheel in turn 2. Started stacking up some traffic, but some veterans there in that outside row. Looks like some issues for Andy Caherl starting to drop back in the number 19 on the outside. In the meantime, Jason Oakes, talk about a sharp-looking hand-painted car, that number 11 onto the front stretch. We didn't get a chance to mention Josh St. Clair now matches Morris Young with 7 career championships, tops in Wiscasset Speedway history. And you'll see Josh running several divisions as always. Things starting to get strung out, but a decent-sized lead right now for Jason Oakes. The youngster Landon Tapley holding second.
Yeah, these guys really have their hands full right now, Ken, because we've got an April shower misting over them as we speak, but the sun is shining bright and keeping the track hot. So we're thinking that the water is evaporating really quickly. It's a very, very light mist. It's not really a real rain or a downpour, and it's just making the track slightly slick, but not totally wet. Race director Scott Chabuk staying in word with all the drivers, letting them know to just get through this. Finish out opening day. And we got a battle for 3rd place.
Yeah, a pair of 7-time champions going at it for 3rd place. Morris Young inside, Josh St. Clair outside. Noah Haggett waits behind them in 5th. Bubba Pelton has slipped outside the top 5. He's being chased by David Greenleaf in 7th. James Osmond is in 8th.
It looks like any misting has completely cleared off now. Hats off to the drivers and race officials for making that call. The better we can keep heat into the track, the better it will stay away. And that the track will stay dry. So we've got a full dry track condition now and things are looking pretty good. Mo Young holds on to 3rd. We got the rookie Landon Tapley in 2nd. Landon Tapley has been a regular Strictly Street driver the last 2 seasons. He's decided to race in both Group 1s and Group 2, running Strictly Street and Super Street now for his 2024 campaign. And for a moment there, it looked like Maurice Young was reeling him in, but Landon Tapley holding his own and keeping him at bay to 2 or 3 car lengths. All the meanwhile, Jason Oakes in the 11 is checking out into a different area code. Josh St. Clair was trying to make an outside run on third place moments ago, but unable to find enough traction out there, so he has settled into fourth, and here comes Noah Haggett in the 54. He's your top 5 car, and he is closing in on Josh St. Clair, a former Super Street champion in the 33. Halfway flags are in the air. 15 laps to go for Jason Oakes.
Got to give a shout out to young Landon Tapley in that number 25. Right now, outrunning. Oh, trouble over in turn number 2. Around goes Morris Young, and he had some help. Pace car is in. Green flag is back out. Landon Tapley's got a challenge on his hands now as he's got to try to get that 25 car down in front of Noah Haggett. Haggett keeps the fender underneath as Jason Oakes resumes his lead. Noah Haggett, last year's Rookie of the Year and 3-time feature winner, moves up into second, bringing Speedleaf with him up the inside rail. David Greenleaf going for third. Contact into turn number 1. Everybody scrambles. Tapley tried to clear himself low, but Morton had a fender underneath him going into the turn. Good start again for Jason Oakes. Shakes off the challenge. Now it's Greenleaf in the 58. Haggett's the one who's got to work on the high side now. They'll lean on each other coming out of turn 4. David Greenleaf inching his way up into second, completes the pass, and now sets sail on that yellow number 11 of Jason Oakes. David Greenleaf looking for a career best finish here in the Super Streets. He's been a past winner in Thunder 4 mini competition, but last year finished in third place 3 different times. This would be a career best finish for him here if he's able to lock it down in second. 21 complete by the line this time. Laps winding down, things starting to tighten up for third. Kevin Sherman pulls to the inside of Noah Haggett. They'll go wheel to wheel for third. Put the 11S of Kevin Sherman up into third. Sherman started way back deep in the field in this one and has meticulously picked his way through the field.
Look who's really showing muscle on the outside. Nicole Benincasa has passed 2 cars on the outside, working to finalize the deal for 5th place on Libby. Todd Libby in the 80, still keeping a fender underneath Nicole Benincasa, trying to prevent her from clearing and taking over 5th. She is almost there.
All right, Nicole finishes the pass, pulls down in front of Todd Libby. That opens up the outside lane for Josh St. Clair. With the laps winding down, St. Clair will now move into 6th. David Greenleaf just a half a second behind the race leader. This time by 2 laps to go.
Noah Haggett's radiator is getting hot. The 54 is spewing out the overflow. Will it stay together for one more lap? Final circuit around. Noah Haggett is spewing out the overflow for fourth position. Coming to the checker. This one goes to Jason Oakes.
Jason Oakes will get the win, his first win since July of 2022.
Jason Oakes went winless in 2023, but he's back on top here to kick things off strong in 2024. He does it old school. He's got hand-painted lettering. I like where he puts his name down on the door there rather than up top. That's definitely an old school thing. Let him hear it, folks. Jason Oakes climbs out of the Big Bird number 11. Hey, Jason. Certainly had him covered today. Pulled away on every restart.
Yeah, the thing came right to the front. We didn't get that second practice. We laid the tire a little, and it just, it mashed. Worked well.
Certainly made things interesting at the kickoff of the race. It was sprinkling. Your windshield must have had a few drops on it.
Yeah, I didn't see too much. Yeah. Little braille race in there.
Yeah, it just had you guys walking on eggshells?
Oh, yeah.
All right, Jason, who do you want to thank on the 11 ride?
Oh, there's so many. Everybody that helps, my crew, Glenn. I want to thank John Marsh. I got to thank Kennebec Well Drilling, Wales Tail, Freedom Auto. I've got on that side. You guys can read them. But yeah, there's just so many people. You get up here and then you just forget everyone. But yeah, there's Jeff Burgess and there's Alan Moeller and my crew. But yeah, it makes everybody, whole team.
All right, Jason Oakes, off to a great start in 2024. Let him hear it one more time. And we'll move on to David Greenleaf. David, so it was brought to our attention that you've had plenty of third place runs, but this is your career best Super Street run, second place. How's it feel, buddy?
It feels like I was one short.
Yeah, so he's just never happy unless he wins, right?
I want to win so bad in this class. It's hard to do, so when I get it, it'll be great.
Well, what do you have to thank, and who do you have to thank for getting it on the money on opening day?
I got to thank James Osmond for everything he does for me. He reclipped it and made a new front end for it this winter. I got to thank Primo Glass, everything they do for me. They're really my only crew on race day. I got to thank all my other sponsors. I got Apple Valley, Red's Eats, Napa Auto Parts, Primo. I got Shannon's Unshelled, and my Warhawk Motors, and Ward & Sons Construction. So I got to thank all them guys.
David Speedleaf Greenleaf with a career best Super Street run. Hey, David, tell me about this. He's got a penny here on the side. There must be a story behind that.
That's for Penny Charette and the Kids Club. Penny's done a lot for me in my racing career, so I got to honor her.
All right, awesome. Greenleaf with runner-up honors on opening day. And Kevin Sherman, third place honors. Who got fourth?
Not a chance. Don't know. Wasn't looking back.
It slipped my mind, but you guys had a great battle. You passed him all by yourself and muscle. Yeah, it was Noah. Yeah, you guys had a good battle going on for top three.
Yeah, I got blocked up, started last or second to last out of 14. Good field of cars, and just had to play the patient game. Pray to that rainbow as we come out and it's sprinkling, and luck had us.
Yeah, how did that feel for you to kick off the race with some sprinkles? Was the track pretty greasy?
It was a little greasy in the practice this morning, but everybody put their time in and effort, and we got the track so we can race on it. So I'll take it with a little sprinkle.
All right, Kevin Sherman, who do you got to thank on this Sweet 11 ride?
Oh man, my whole family is here. They're always here, and I couldn't do this without my father. Norm's Used Cars were here in Wiscasset, and I'm just on cloud nine, man. We're starting the year off right.
All right, well, that's a different story. David wasn't happy with second, but you're happy with third, so that's a good sign.
I'm coming for you, David.
There you have it, folks. The top three for the Super Streets, wrapping up Group 1 opening day. down here in Coastal Auto Parts Napa Victory Lane with over 30 locations across the state of Maine. See them on the web at www.capnapa.com. All right, what a day it's been. It was a little abbreviated, but you guys are rock stars for joining us and braving the inclement weather. Ken, you have some kind words to send us home with?
Thank you very much, Nick Huff. Congrats to our top three in our final race of the day. And thank you to you fans for all your patience. I've said it too many times, but I'll say it again. Thank you for joining us. It turned out to be a pretty decent day of racing after all the hard work to get us here. But be sure to check the website, WiscassetSpeedway.com, for all the details and the schedule for next weekend. On behalf of Richard and Vanessa Jordan and the entire staff, thank you again. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next time.